It's Dave Johan once again for Punch Out Boxing. Pleased to be joined by someone who's familiar with the show, Dean Sutherland. How are you, mate? It's been a while.
I'm very, very good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, good. I think the last time we spoke was I think you were fighting for the Commonwealth title. Unfortunately, I don't think it went your way. You've
Yeah.
bounced back. You're now on the trail again. Talk to me about that night. Clearly, it never went right for you, but you've made a lot of improvements and a lot of changes since then, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. So on that night, it was kind of a whole frustrating year with last year with myself. I had a fight organised for March that had completely fell through. Ended up fighting a sparring partner of mine's on 48 hours notice, and then I had two cancelled fights, one 10 days out, and then the other one due to the Queen passing. I'd actually just done my weigh in that day. Uh, so the opportunity came for the super welterweight Commonwealth title. Became vacant. Me and Sam had arranged everything to get it done, and obviously was going to be fighting Louis Green for it. Everything went brilliant in the build up to the fight, everything in training, sparring was going phenomenal, great shape. And just on the night, nothing went right for myself. Made the weight far too easy. I was on weight, like actual on
Mm.
super welterweight 3 days before. And just nothing went right on the night for myself. It was something that I just had to sit down, take an evaluation, look at it, and knew to myself, I was like, well, 154 felt far too easy to make. Uh, Looking going back to 147 for it, especially domestically. Some great fights for myself. Had to take a long, hard look at myself and my whole training setup and my lifestyle and stuff like that for it. So made a fair few changes, but straight away I said to my manager Sam Kynick that I needed to get right back into the ring as soon as possible. It just was a bad night. Literally, I could do that fight another 9 times and it would go my way another 9 times. I know 100%. I'm the better fighter that was in there. It just wasn't my night on the night. So I got right back into the ring the start of February and then back into a good fight for myself coming up soon.
Yeah, I mean, look, at least you're honest. Some people when they have their first loss or they have a loss, they don't really take it well. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but sometimes people blame other people and they say, look, they're perfect. But at least you're honest and you say, look, you made some changes. I mean, one of the changes you've made for this fight, we were talking off camera, is moving yourself down south. You know, what one could argue the boxing hub of the UK right now with loads of sparring partners and you're there in the mix. What's that been like for you and your family first of all? Because it's more than a 20-minute ride, isn't it, from where you're at the moment?
Yeah, uh, it's funny even like put it as it's a different country, which is the funny thing. Like even saying to my friends, family, I'm actually living and staying in a different country for it. But it was something that I think you can probably see from the progression of Scottish boxing. If you look at probably like the top two Scottish boxers on the go just now, Josh Taylor and Lee McGregor, they're they aren't based up in Scotland. Like that kind of just a red flag straight away from it. Up in Scotland, really hard to be getting good quality sparring partners. Um, there's not that many pros in general. They're all spaced over. They're all in different gyms. Gyms don't get on with each other, and it's very cliquey and small minded basically. But you come down to a place like London, it's you've got gyms upon gyms and quality of sparring partners, and it's not just like half decent domestic level guys. You've got guys that are easily British level, European level, on the world level, and stuff like that as well. So every single time when it came to getting me good quality sparring, I was having to travel for it. So one of the biggest things for myself was why not just base myself closer to the good quality sparring, uh, be in and around these different gyms. And the other thing for myself is like everybody's everybody wants to get onto these bigger promotions and get your name and stuff like that the right way. In the nice possible way, nobody's going to just take a wee doddle up to Aberdeen and maybe into the gym while I'm having a good training session or sparring or that. But down in London, that is a possibility. Like they're coming in different gyms to speak to their own fighters. They might have heard one or two things, and your name and stuff like that gets about pretty quickly when you're down here and everybody's in small circles with each other. So I think for myself, just the opportunities, the amount of sparring partner, the different lifestyle, the different setup, being out my comfort zone, that was all all big ticks for myself why I had to make the move. And obviously from my family side of things, from being away from my girlfriend and stuff like that, it's difficult. It's a sacrifice, but it's also an investment that they've been fully supportive of. They understand that this is my first love and my dream to do and what I want to do with my life. That they've been incredibly supportive, and to have that support as well is making it a lot easier of an experience for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just reflecting and emphasizing from what you've said, I spend a lot of time on the road.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and my children, they do see me, but they understand that this is part of the job. Travel, networking, and meeting people. It's part of the role. So, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, we were speaking off camera, and I've noticed on I think it was on your Insta or your LinkedIn profile, you've just come back from Liverpool to have a sparring session or a training camp with Liam Beefy Smith. How did that go? Because he's a man of the moment at the moment, isn't he? After his a fantastic win over Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah, yeah, very, very much so. We were actually up at the Rotunda gym on Thursday and Friday, and on Friday Liam was in to actually give me a few rounds and stuff like that. Brilliant operator, learned so much stuff from just straight away being in there with him. But an absolute top notch guy came over to me after the sparring session and stuff like that, sat down, spoke with me on things I was doing well, gave me little tips on things to improve on. And even just a little bit like insight sort of stuff of what he's experienced in other fights as well. So to have somebody at the top of the tree basically just now, he's really, really riding high. You getting somebody like that coming down and giving you the round and then giving you a bit of evaluation and a little bit of knowledge back, then it's only going to put me in great, great stead and going forward.
Yeah, and did he mention about the Chris Eubank Jr. rematch? Is that happening, or is that in the water?
But it's something that's his business at the end of the day. And I think there's a lot of rumors and stuff like that flying about, and I think that's him like back into the gym on a much more regular occurrence. So I think if there is going to be any news, then something's coming soon.
No, good stuff. Um, I've just looked on BoxRec. The opponent you're going to be fighting, it's Mason, isn't it? Is it the same Mason who challenged Dalton Smith
Yes, yes, it is.
over
This
in
is
Sheffield?
that this will be his first fight up at 147.
Yeah,
Uh, so it's a great test for myself. It's somebody I want to get right, like I want to get right back into the mix, especially a big domestic fight like that. Somebody that's just off the back of being at British title level. He obviously was the English super lightweight champion as well. He's moved up in weight to beat by to get beat by Dalton Smith is nothing to be like disheartened or anything like that about. But for myself, it's also a little marker to go in there and do a better job, basically look better to do it, and hopefully to get him out there quicker than obviously what Dalton did. But I'm expecting the best version of Samuel Mason a lot of the times where you can sometimes say, "Oh yeah, they were cutting too much weight, and that's the reason the performance wasn't up to that standard." Then I'm glad I don't have that excuse with him coming up in weight. He should be the best version of himself, and that's exactly what I'm looking forward to.
and yourself, are you firmly planting the ground at Super Welter then? Is
Yeah,
that what you're going to be doing? You're not going to be going up any higher. This is where you're where you.
no, I'm going to be going back to welterweight definitely. I think just obviously with new training setup and stuff like that, I'm already reaping the rewards, my body and stuff like that. Like I was saying, when I did 154, I think I was 154.4, like 3 days before the fight, and then on the actual day of the weigh, and I had breakfast, and I was still 2.5 pounds under. So I can do 154 no problem at all. But 147 I think will be the best weight for myself to maximise not only my strength, my potential, but just everything in general. I think will be the best weight for myself, and then domestically as well. There's some absolute brilliant fights to be involved in.
There's loads at your weight, to be fair, absolutely
Yeah.
loads. Internationally, there's loads as well. I mean, is after this fight, and clearly you want to make a statement as well and get the win. What? How many more times do you envision yourself being out this year?
Eh, I've already got two potential dates scheduled in so far, but they are just rough dates, basically. For myself, get this fight out of the way, look good doing it, have a little bit of time off, spend time with my family and my girlfriend uh, during after the fight, and then it'll be back into the swing of things. Look for something. I think we've got a potential date start September and something locked in for the end of November. But for myself, yeah, two more fights there, and then we're looking on to really taking anybody on next year.
Yeah, because the division. I think last time we spoke, we were looking at it. It was absolutely stacked. As I mentioned before as well, internationally and domestically as well.
Yeah,
It'd be great to see your name in that sort of mix because your record is still, to be fair, loads of people they crime, sorry, they cling on to the zero and but I mean, even yesterday proved Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is not the end for Ryan Garcia. Hopefully, I haven't spoiled the fight for you, but
no,
but one of the fabulous four, should we just say, out of that weight division, one of them is going to lose, right, when they all fight each other.
yeah,
So you can continue on.
yeah, 100%. It is. I definitely think like the Floyd, like nobody wants to lose their O in the nicest possible way, but you shouldn't have so much fear in losing your O that you're not willing to challenge yourself. Uh, like for instance, like Ryan Garcia doing that with Gervonta Davis, his credit doesn't go down anything whatsoever. His stock really probably goes up. It probably makes it easier to make the Devon fight, the Shakur Stevenson fight, whatever it's going to be. He's not going to be, oh, he's had that one loss and you'll never see him again. At the end of the day, he's going to be involved in big fights, and potentially the rematch could even come back because of it and make it an even bigger fight. Uh, yeah, so for myself, like me losing my O, it was a learning experience for myself, but it's not going to mean, oh, I've just got to shy away from any possible opportunity that's coming up or any half decent fight. If it makes sense for me in my career going forward, then I'm 100% willing to take it.
No, that absolutely. Josh Taylor, I have to get your opinion on this one. Teofimo Lopez, that's coming up soon. Um, I mean, not Scotland aside, surely you're backing Josh Taylor just for the skill level and in terms of the weight class. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I was chatting away to Josh when I was up in Liverpool. I had spent a good like 10, 15 minutes chatting with him on the Thursday, and then again on the Friday. Josh is a really nice lad, got a lot of time, and even when some of the more novice amateurs were in there fighting, he's sitting at the side of the ring shouting bits of encouragement and stuff like that. He's fully like just engrossed with the sport. But yeah, for me especially, Josh's style, the hand speed, I think that causes Tiafimo some problems. Tiafimo didn't look too good in his last one against Martin. And that was another southpaw and stuff like that as well. How was he going to adjust for that? I think Josh, the team and the setup that he's got on the go just now, mentally, it's a fight that makes him excited and he's proper up for it. So for me, 100%, I actually think Josh gets the stoppage in the fight as well. Uh, but either way, I can just see Josh walking away with a win, and it'll be brilliant for me to get a good win on the June the 3rd, and then Josh to win the week after. Yeah,
That'll
good.
be excellent. That'll be excellent. Where can your fight be watched? Have we got a fight announcement in terms of the channel or the streaming service platform?
No, no, not as of yet. I know my manager Sam is in the works. As the venue's basically and already it's already sold out. I don't think it's been announced yet, or I think there's possibly like a couple of one or two tickets is left, but it's basically a complete sellout. So we're looking at obviously the possibility of a streaming service, especially it's a good tasty fight that people should be able to see. But there's nothing confirmed as of yet. But when there is, I'm sure to let you know.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Um, Look, Dean, thank you for your time today on this busy Sunday. We will catch up with you soon. Is there any sort of handles or anything you want to plug? And where can people follow you as always?
No, just obviously all of my social medias on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even LinkedIn and stuff like that. If you're wanting to keep up to date with any of my training, how my training camp and stuff like that's going, just a huge shout out to my sponsors. It's without them, I wouldn't have been able to do this and basically move my whole life down to a new location. They've looked after me, and obviously, like the team that I've got on the go just now, Sam, my manager, even my old coach, David McAllister, has been really supportive of this, really helpful, still helping me as much as I possibly can. So yeah, just a huge thank you to everybody, and then obviously it's been a great experience and it's a great relationship working with Barry Healy so far, and I'm sure on fight night it's going to the proof's going to be in the pudding.
It's going to be an excellent fight. Thank you so much. And Dean, we will catch up with you soon, mate.
I appreciate your time, my man. Thank you very much for getting in touch.